There's always a crowd favorite, and hopefully it's that.
Green flag and underway here in Gridline GT Race 2 and championship battle. Look at this, AJ Hartman. Oh, we're going to be 3 wide into turn 1, maybe 4. Lock up there for Hartman down into the first corner, Adam.
Do you know if Hartman's got ABS on that car? I do not think he does. But he does have the downforce. You do have some speed even on the start at that. Eric Jensen way up front, right behind AJ Hartman.
Yeah, really strong start for Eric Jensen, and Chris DeLucia is going to try to go up the inside there late into turn 3. Didn't get it stopped.
Some of the better braking we saw last race was Chris DeLucia, but some of the faster min and max speeds was just behind him, a couple cars back by Hans Horpedal. If he can keep that car together, the problem in the last race was stuck in 4th gear. If he can keep that car together, he's probably got a good chance to make up a few spots here as well.
Yeah, and then again, critically at the top of the screen, there is your championship battle. James Houghton is not here. He is not going to contest this championship any longer. And look at this battle into turn 7. Hans Horpedal sneaking through David Bamforth. That's critical. He was not very quick earlier in the weekend, and he's 11 points behind Hartman right now. And Hartman, with 1 more pass and 2 more races, is going to easily eclipse James Houghton, put him in the lead of the title.
We'll see what happens here in the next about 12 minutes before we see a white flag. But seen a lot of green to checker racing. We'd love to see more of that. Little dip on the outside left by Jensen, and DeLucia sneaks just by his right side.
Yeah, Jensen left plenty of space there. The model racer maybe left a little too much space, though. Got taken advantage of perhaps by DeLucia. Here comes Horpedal with a run down the hill into turn 15. Hans in that silver C5 is going to need to outperform Hartman this race, or at least the next 2, by a pretty fair margin to steal this championship title back. He went all the way out to California to rack up some points. Don't really do just that.
Jensen in front of him right now has a little bit lighter car, a little bit less wheel horsepower. We'll see how that affects him going up the hill. He gets a slightly better exit onto the front straight.
Hartman across the line in 2nd place now to Christian Aranja, who's just set sail again. Watch Hans Horpedal, 230 points, cuts it down from 11 to 8. And now that he's in the 5th place, any other position changes are going to start to matter a whole lot more.
So AJ Hartman in a good spot for his car, though. He's in clean air, and all he's got to do is keep his head down. Christian is checking out a little bit, 3 seconds ahead. AJ just has to nail every single turn here.
Look at David Bamforth, almost 135 miles an hour.
Wow.
And the highest mid speed of that lap was actually Chris DeLucia, 47 miles an hour at his slowest. Gary Wimble, 44. That was 2nd quick in the mid speed section, but that's a fast Porsche.
Yeah.
And how about sector times on the opening lap? Look at Eric Jensen picking up 2 of the quickest sectors. I don't think there's a fire link in the 606, but Jensen and DeLucia certainly do have them. And DeLucia quickest in sector 3, but Eric Jensen, really strong start there at the 184. How about this speed trap there on that opening lap?
Wow, impressive mile per hour to Bamforth there.
Yeah, just really strong in that 404. Looking really good.
Very slippery car, though. That's a car that should have decent top end. It doesn't have big crazy aero. It does have OEM, very smooth lines and underbody. And he's driven the car a lot, so pretty well piloted, I'm sure.
And AJ Hartman again battling up in 2nd place, has the highest cornering force, but not by a lot. Chris DeLucia right there, 1.46 Gs to Hartman's 1.48. Great insights there from Fire Labs. Down into turn 17 here on lap 2. Aranja's gone, but this is the battle for 2nd. Little smoke there. Maybe a tire run from DeLucia. He is just ripping this M3.
Yeah. Got to be careful. Got to keep the tires under. The GLGT chat had some calls for fresh tires. They're burning them down. So
don't see where Jensen went. He was 4th. He's dropped down the order a little ways, and we're going to see Horpedal move up a position here. Right there. Oh, yeah, Jensen's dropped somewhere.
Yeah, Jensen might be in.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Nice strong start to the race, and we'll drop out of contention. And so will Justice Zulis. But that is another point to Horpedal. 7 points separate the top 3 of the championship here. And Horpedal is closing on DeLucia and Hartman, and this is going to get really interesting.
Yeah.
Last time around, Horpedal ran a 152.807. That was a little bit slower than DeLucia, but faster than AJ Hartman, and well off of Christian Aranja, who just ran a 150.7. That's 3 seconds quicker than anybody else.
Hans trying to meld into this car all year, and he's been getting better and better as long as he keeps the reliability there. Like I said, last race stuck in 4th gear. Obviously, it's looking a lot better than it did, and we'll see if he can keep it together for about the next 9 minutes.
Yeah, through. Has passes here on the backside of the course. I think, again, as soon as he gets by DeLucia, moves him up into, he's got 16 points now, so this next position will be worth 2 more. That puts him at 233. And then the next position, which will put him second, is a 4-point gain, which will put him right on the heels of Hartman. So
very close.
This is going to be a championship battle all the way to the end.
He has upgraded brakes and several other things since Laguna, and he said to me in between races, in between race weekends, that I don't know if I'll ever have another chance at a championship. I'm going to throw it all on the line. So if he can keep that car together, he might have some fun.
Well, we're going to have a full course yellow here with...
we'll see right now. Let's see what the flag is for us in just a second. What a great shot. Project Prime is doing amazing work here. Here we go.
Green flag, and it is going to be a green flag.
Straight green, 2 laps at least. They can keep it clean into turn 1. We'll have some racing. Hans out far right.
Past A.J. Hartman for 3rd, and if he can get 2nd place, that will probably be the championship lead.
Looks like David Bamford dips him outside right, but everybody continued clean through 1 and dropping down into the high-speed left-hander here.
And here comes up the inside is that Gary Wimble on Hartman. Tight squeeze down there on the downhill run. Aranja leads. DeLucia 2nd, Horpenal 3rd, A.J. Hartman. And Gary Wimble popped out there P5.
Big reshuffle here in the restart. We got a couple laps to play with, too. This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
A lot of very different cars. A lot of different cars. Alex Moss sticking to the outside left, keeps it together.
And again, Aranja with that great restart. DeLucia to 2nd. And again, with Hans Horpenal making that move to 3rd place, and with Hartman dropping to 4th, that's going to switch their spots next time they come back around. Here's Adam Ulrich on the outside of Alex Moss. Really tight squeeze here between the S2 and the Corvette.
Great to see such perfect straight line parity between 2 very different cars, and fun to see. They both race together in TC. Both have a lot of street mod experience as well in similar cars or the same car in Ulrich's case. And Dipsy outside left, big smoke cloud, a lot of dust.
Yeah.
Starting to dry out here.
Yeah, a little wiggle there for Adam after he got in there a little hot. So
great driving there, though.
And gathered it back up.
See what is up front with the Horpendahl and DeLucia battle.
Down into 17 here, and
what a fast section right here. My car's out of gear right there.
Ooh, here comes Hartman up the inside of Wimble. This is going to be critical this weekend. It could come down to a single point, and Hartman needs every single one he can get. He's going to get back by Gary Wimble and clear the number 11 across the stripe here, and Wimble's going to cross it back over and steal the spot back, I think, as they come up the front stretch, and Wimble is going to beat him to the line.
White flag is out.
1 to go. Horpenal takes, well, actually they're tied right now for 2nd in the championship. Wow. And this is the last lap. Christian Aranja well out front, but the battle for 3rd. This is the difference between Hartman holding on to 2nd or being P3.
And Hartman with the big aero cars we talk about, probably a slight disadvantage with somebody in front of him, but he's been driving amazing this weekend, very clean. And but Gary is in a good spot right here. Maybe a little bit of advantage for the cars behind him versus Gary, but then Gary gets those last 2 straightaways.
Yeah, actually, once they cross the line there, Hartman dropped to 232 points, so that is going to officially swap the lead of the championship if it stays this, or at least the prospective lead of the championship, without still clinging to 238 points in his absence. But Hartman's not giving up just yet. So coming back around to finish their last lap, A.J. Hartman trying to poke around on Gary Wimble.
Turn the high speed here, see what happens.
And a big curve jump there on the run to 12. And have a look at this, just as the minute max speeds a moment ago. David Bamforth again, 106 miles an hour for Bamforth. And Hans Horpendahl, 133 miles an hour. Again, really quick, but here comes Hartman down the hill on Wimble. Needs to make this pass if he wants to at least cling to Horpendahl for 2nd in the title fight going into tomorrow, the end of the race weekend, the end of the season. Here comes Christian Aranja up the hill for the final time. It'll be 2 for 2 for Christian Aranja in the 606, and the Thunder Bunny Supra wins both GLGT races here on Saturday.
Chris DeLucia in P2. He'll be chased by Hans Horpendahl right there. Hans got the car back underneath of him. Feeling good, it looks like. And it looks like we're going to have, Gary. Hard to tell who got that. Probably Hartman.
Yep, by a 10th of a
they were
second.
on the